So the topic of tonight are the 10 weight loss myths and facts. 10 little secrets that I want you all to understand. And a lot of these apply because a lot of you are asking me these questions. So I'm like, you know what? Just come Wednesday, I'm going to answer it as a group, okay? So here's number one. Number one is this. So fact or myth, eating after 8 p.m. is bad. Eating late at night is bad. Fact or myth? No, myth. Myth, absolute myth. Some of these diets, I've seen diets out there that say don't eat after 3 o'clock. Don't eat after 2 o'clock. Do you remember? Yeah, sure. Do you remember the movie back in the 80s? It was called Gremlins. You fed that little thing after midnight and turned into a monster. That doesn't happen to you, okay? It's important that you eat the metabolic diet. So here's how we're supposed to eat. Wake up. 30 minutes out of getting out of bed. 20, 30 minutes. You have your shake. It's got to be that quick. It's got to start your metabolism off right that day. Then you have your foods or snack within 2 hours of that. Then you have your dinner. Then you have your snack again, or your shake for lunch, snack again, then dinner, then snack after that. I mean, some people don't get up till 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, you know? You know what I mean? So that is an absolute myth. So that eating that late at night is not that bad. As long as people eat late at night like that, ice cream and leftover junk. So that's what's bad about it. If you're eating good healthy snacks off the snack chart, then you're fine. Does that make sense? So that is an absolute myth. Number two is this. This is really important because we actually were just talking about this a minute ago out front. Talks about calories. So you know the adage about calories in, calories out, that whole deal? You know, all calories are created equal. That's not true. How many of y'all have ever heard of the thing of like an empty calorie? Okay, you ever heard of that before? So some of you have been on programs before that actually you count the calories, right? Well, just so you know, if I had an apple in this hand and I had cubes of sugar in this hand, I could use 3 cubes of sugar and a full apple and it would be the same amount of calories. But these are empty calories. You know what empty calories actually make you do? So things that are processed carbohydrates, things that are junk foods, things that are bad snacks, what happens is your body can't metabolize those properly. Guess what organ it slugs up is the liver. And remember I told you metabolize fat to the liver. So if you're going to eat calories, you need good healthy calories. We're going to talk about some foods that I actually had forgotten about that are really good for you, and I think a lot of you really enjoy this, and maybe some of you that are in here can help these people find where they can get these foods and how to cook them. But there's good healthy calories, fruits, vegetables, all the stuff on the snack list is a good calorie. So because people were coming in to me telling me, well, doc, I'm restricting my calories and I'm eating maybe, I'm getting my 1,000 or 2,000 calories a day from this kind of junk food as opposed to healthy foods, and that's a huge problem. Does that make sense? So all calories are not created equal. So that's a myth. So number 3, let me just hear this. See if you guys have heard this one before, because a lot of people have been asking me about this. Drinking or eating broth-based soups before you eat can help you feel more full and you'll eat less. Myth or fact? Fact. You can have fact. So here's the thing. And I tell people this, if you're hungry, okay, if you are hungry and you're feeling like your dinner meal, especially dinner time, because most of us are used to working all day, working hard, coming home and eating a big dinner. That's what our big problem is, and we want a good hearty dinner, not a shake. Well, you know what you can do if that's a problem for you? Start having some good healthy broth. You can have a good healthy broth in a little cup of soup, or you can put a little piece of meat in there or something, and you can sip that broth, but make sure it doesn't have a lot of sodium in it. Remember I talked last week about salt versus sodium, okay? And I've talked several times about salt versus sodium. But if you are getting good, you can have good broth, you can put sea salt in that broth, and that'll help you feel more full. Then you can have your shake later or your snacks on top of that. Even if you're feeling hungry during the day, like you feel like you're going to pass out or bottom out because your body's not used to eating this way, healthy, it's not used to that, okay? That's a good source. Does that make sense? That's a really good thing that you can do. So that's something that somebody was asking about the other day that I wanted to make sure you got. So number 4 is this. Okay, if you're on a diet, should you avoid red meat completely? No, you can still have red meat. So this is another thing, because I talk a lot, and it's on the food log about the best types of meats are the lean meats. Remember I said you should moderate the dark meats. Even chicken and turkey have dark meat and white meat, don't they? So you should have more of the white and less of the dark. The darker is harder to digest, process, absorb, metabolize. So therefore it sits in your stomach. You don't feel full because your body's not. You feel full whenever your body breaks down the food and you absorb it. That's when the signals go to your brain that you're full. So it's okay to have it in moderation, but it's not something you should be eating every day. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that everybody understood that. Number 5 is this. Okay, and I kind of hit on this earlier. Somebody asked me about bacon, okay? And the point of it was, the guy said, well, if I eat this many grams of proteins, isn't it okay? Because we were talking about grams of proteins, grams of carbs, grams of fats. So the deal is this. Now I'm going to read this so you understand this. Not all grams are created equal. So when you have carbohydrates are 4, so a gram of carbohydrates is about 4 calories. A gram of protein is about 4 calories. A gram of fat is 9 calories. So he was wondering why, because he was eating, God bless him, he was eating a lot of bacon. I love bacon. I grew up on a hog farm. Bacon, I get it. I get it, okay? I think they make bacon flavored like stevia now or something, like everything. You can have healthy bacon water, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, the deal is that, because he was talking about weighing his food and grams and all this stuff, but he was eating the right amount of grams per day, but the majority of the grams he was getting were grams of bacon. Okay, so you all understand that that's a fat. Too much fat is bad, but remember we said we have to have good fat to burn fat. What did I tell you last week was a really good fat that you could have? Do you remember? That green thing, that avocado, that's a perfect thing. 1 or 2 avocados a day, boy, that'll really make you feel full, okay? And you can use it like Abby did in those shakes. So I just want to go over the gram deal. Okay, this is another big thing because I'm getting people asking me this every week. Number 6, over-the-counter weight loss products that are labeled natural or herbal, are they safe and effective? So ask me first, please. Okay, this is a doctor-supervised program. I have had some people that wanted to jumpstart their metabolism, and they were taking things. Do you guys remember ephedra before? Ephedra. There's a lot of products out there that you can still get that make you not feel hungry. They make your heart race. They quote-unquote speed up your metabolism. That's not what they do. They make you sick and they tear up your thyroid. There's a lot of people that I see every day that are coming into the clinic for weight loss issues, but for other issues, and we've got to help them get off that crap because it messes up their metabolic system. Does that make sense? Do not take any of this stuff. If you're thinking about doing it before you buy it, don't waste your money. Talk to me about it.
You're talking about like over-the-counter junk?
I'm talking about anything. Yeah. I'm talking about if you see this thing at Walgreens that says weight loss, green tea extract is going to help me lose weight, no. And that's
that thing that they call coffee beans. Do you see that a lot?
I just heard about that today.
Okay, so I'll answer the questions about that at the end because I think that's the next thing is really gonna. Well, it's not that one. It's actually number 9. Let me just read. Let me go through it. So number 7 is this, and I'll answer the coffee bean thing because the thing is that no is the answer with that. Yeah. It's not. Okay, it's not. So number 7 is this. This is what okay, get this through your heads. Everybody's metabolic baseline is different, okay? Everybody's is. But just because your mom was big boned don't mean you got to be. And there's no such thing as big boned, okay? Just because, do you know what? It runs in families. Do you know why? Because usually what happens is we eat the same as mom does, we eat the same as grandpa does, we eat the same as everybody. So we all look the same. We all have the same diseases. When you go to your doctor, what's the number one thing the doctor asks you? Well, have you had a family history of diabetes? Have you had a family history of heart disease? Family history of breast cancer? All these things. That is ridiculous. Who cares if you had? That doesn't have effect of you. People think that it's genetic. No, it's not. We live in St. Louis, Missouri. Washington University is in our backyard. They do the Human Genome Project there. It's unequivocally proven. The study of epigenetics says that you may have a predisposition to everything. Your lifestyle is what determines if it manifests or not. So I don't know if you've all seen in the news lately about, who's heard about this thing Angelina Jolie just did. She had the double mastectomy because she had a family history of potential breast cancer. Now that is just silly, you guys. Complete silly.
Did she really do that?
Absolutely. And wait till you find out. Wait till you hear.
You can find out Dr. Oz. They got pictures of it.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on in the world today. Don't buy into that stuff. The next time you go to your doctor and the doctor says, well, you have high blood pressure because, your mother had high blood pressure, that's ridiculous. That's like saying, well, I stubbed my toe. Well, my mom stubbed her toe when she was a kid, so I'm predisposed to stubbing my toe. It's just silly. That's a cop-out, okay? It's a cop-out for people not taking personal responsibility for their health, okay? So that's enough soapbox on that deal. Number 8 is this. Okay, this is another thing. I had a lady talking to me the other day about working out because remember I told y'all it's time to start working out. Let's get moving. If you don't move it, you're not going to lose it. And if you're getting to the point where you're stuck, let's say you're 2 weeks in a row and you've only lost, you haven't lost any weight, you've maintained, which first of all, maintaining is good. You're healthy, that's great, but it's time to move it. If you don't move it, you can't lose it. Period. It's time to start working out. But this lady says to me, hey, doc, if I'm not sweating when I work out, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. People think if you sweat more, you burn more. Well, that's not true. I mean, I could be getting interviewed by the IRS and I'll be sweating bullets, but I'm not going to be burning calories. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I could be running on the treadmill and not sweating, but I am burning calories. Does that make sense? You know, I had some people that were telling me I stopped working out because I'm not sweating. Now, everybody sweats at different rates. Everybody has different reasons for sweating or not sweating. But that's the deal. I just want you to get out, burn some calories, and get moving. If you don't move it, you're not going to lose it. Y'all need to be moving an extra 20 minutes a day, whether it's walking, biking, triking, exercise. Just get moving, especially with how beautiful it is outside right now, right? But one thing I will tell you, make sure you're rinsing out your sinuses if you're going to be outside in this weather right now, because over the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're talking about sinuses, mold, and allergies, and pollen's going to be higher than it's been in decades. So we're prepping for that in here, because that's where everybody comes in complaining about their headaches. So if you'll rinse your nose out, that'll help a ton. So number 9, should I wait until I'm hungry to eat? Yes or no? No, you should eat. So I remember years and years ago, and Donna's going to come in a minute, we're going to talk about water, but I remember somebody telling me during my athletic ventures as a kid that if you wait till you're thirsty, it's too late. You're dehydrated already. Well, that's true. If you wait till you're hungry, okay, if you wait till you're hungry, a lot of times you're already hypoglycemic. You're already not burning calories. You're already going to starvation mode. So, you shouldn't really wait till you're hungry. You should eat on a schedule. You should try to eat the breakfast. You should have a snack. You should have a lunch. You should have a snack. You should have dinner and you should have a snack. That's how we should eat. That's how we're made to eat. And if you do that over a long period of time, you see we eat more, we actually eat less, but more consistently. Does that make sense? So don't wait till you're hungry. That's not good. Here's number 10, what you guys were asking me about, and then I'll answer questions about it. Should we do these over-the-counter, fat-burning foods? Like, who's heard of, the grapefruit diet? Okay?
Oh, that's an old one.
Yeah, right? Has anybody heard of mustard seed and mustard diet before? Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
Who's heard of the green tea diet? Okay. These are the cocoa bean thing that you were talking about, the coffee bean diet. Yeah, so coffee bean.
Coffee beans. I haven't heard of that. I got it.
Well, you don't want to try that?
Go to Sam.
No, listen, here's the thing, guys. Here's the deal. People are always going to be pimping out products. People are always going to be telling you, here's the next best thing. Here's this, here's that. Bottom line is, this is how your body works. There's no magic potion, pill, lotion, or anything to get healthy or to lose weight. It's consistently doing the right things over time that get you to where you want to be. So green tea, has it been proven to long-term help people lose weight? No. Does it short-term help people with cravings and metabolism? Yes. You can actually, if I drank a whole bottle of, what's the spicy Thai, the really spicy stuff, it's the mustard seed stuff. No, there's a mustard thing, whatever, it's not Thai, it's Japanese, and it's wasabi. Yeah, if I took a big old thing of wasabi and ate it, and you hooked me up to a metabolic thing, I guarantee there'd be hot zones all over the place. I'd probably be crying here, and everywhere in between. But that doesn't mean it's healthy for me to do for weight loss. You'd be surprised the things that people say. I had a guy that asked me just the other day, well, what if I start eating more Louisiana hot sauce? Won't that help me burn weight? I didn't even know what to say about that. No, sir, don't do that, please. Okay? Burn something. You got that right. Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, so those are the top 10 myths and facts of things that I've seen over the last week or so that I just wanted to share with you as a group, because what I like to do is share with all of you the things that we experience in the clinic.